welcome. Nice to have folks up with us here on Zoom today. Thank you for joining us for another one of our Learn a Song sessions, our weekly Sunday sessions where you either find a song that we'll be teaching you, or a friend of ours will be teaching you, or we'll be doing a concert. And we just had an amazing concert last week. I'll let our team let us know if they can hear us well enough. But we're so glad, thank you. We're so glad to have you join us today. It is the first Sunday in December. We've been doing this Learn a Song session thing since March, whatever that was, March 20-something, 2020. And for folks who are watching on Facebook Live, there's a link at the top of your post where you can find the Join Us in Zoom link if you'd like to come join us in Zoom. And for folks who are watching after the fact on YouTube, we hope to see you sometime here in the Zoom space, and we're glad you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much. So, December, busy month, lots of stuff going on, and of course, not all of it good. Last week was just horrendous and horrific, and we wish it were more shocking, but it's not, right? We still haven't got a grip on gun control at all, and although we've got some forward motion on that, we no longer have a president who will just say, oh, we're sending thoughts and prayers. And we do have the NRA in a position where they might actually be dissolved. There's a lot of lawsuits against them. But even so, there were still more students killed this week in Oxford High School in Michigan. So we wanted to bring this song to sing with you and to teach you today. And I want to, before we start, I do want to thank our tech team for helping us do these weekly events and for doing things like rolling that opening video that you saw, and for putting links in the chat like you're seeing if you're here with us on Zoom and probably on Facebook Live at some point. So we have an amazing team. We've got Moria, Toby, Rada, Alice, Paula, and Marcy helping us out every week. And some of those folks are here one week and some of those folks are here another week, and we just love them all. So please, great big thanks to our tech team. So
great to be with you all. I'm here with my new eyes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm still adjusting. It's just my last eye surgery was on Thursday. Woo! I know for some people this is a really routine thing, but for me it's very new. So no more cataracts, and adjusting to new eyesight. So my glasses will be on and off at different moments.
And you can ask her what color something is, and you'll agree with the answer she gives you now.
Yeah, Sandy used to get so frustrated with me because I was not seeing color the same way that she was. I think we're mostly in sync now. We'll see.
Yes, I think we are. And we're very in sync about this song and about the position that we need to stop this rampant gun violence. And we need to make schools safe, homes safe, every place safe.
Yeah. The right to bear arms should not supersede your right to be safe in school or wherever you are. It's a crazy world.
Another 17 dead, and you send thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Another 17 dead today. Another school, another shooter, another schoolyard, another classroom, another death will it matter in your USA. Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish. hopes and prayers, another 17 dead today. Another cold-hearted Congress, another payoff, another handshake, another death really pierce through your NRA. Hear the crying, hear the screaming, hear the wailing in the darkness, till the grieving of the mothers echoes always in your ears. Stop the numbness, stop denying, stop your blaming and your lying. Your power and your money are not worth more than our lives. Another 17 dead today. So we know this is a really, really intense song. I wrote it after the students were killed in Parkland, and that was 2018. And then, you know, those things continued and more students were killed. But those students who survived created this movement called the Movement for Our Lives. And that's partly why that line is in there. Your money and your power are not worth more than our lives. And then, of course, the pandemic happened and there weren't school shootings because there weren't schools in session, in person. But when I was looking up, you know, the information about where we are right now, I think there were 32 school shootings this year already. And I do feel like, you know, the Michigan prosecutor is doing an important thing by saying that the parents' participation was reckless, and their encouragement of their son and their unwillingness to take him out of the school that day. So there are some steps forward, but we know this is a really intense song, and that's kind of why we let you know in the newsletter beforehand in case it was something you wanted to show up for or something that you weren't going to be able to sort of handle. But we have to handle it because families are handling the fact that their kids are gone. So really appreciate you all being here with us on Zoom today. And Carol wrote the whole situation. Kat wrote the whole situation is extremely distressing and disturbing. Absolutely. So much detachment and disconnect as human beings. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's so interesting, though, in this particular case where they are at least attempting to hold the parents accountable. That's a really big step in the right direction. I also wonder, you know, how was it that the school didn't search his backpack or his locker, or like I can't imagine why people didn't take measures like that. And you know, it's not like I want to feel like or kids want to feel like they're living in a police state, but there were so many things pointing to the possibility of this happening, you know, beforehand. I mean, if you watch the coverage of it, the exchanges between the kid and the teacher and the administration and the parents and the kid, and it's just chilling. It's just chilling.
Yeah. And when you mention that, it makes me think that we also want to mention that some schools are over-policed, right?
Absolutely.
So schools that are primarily kids of color are over-policed. And then schools where, there are kids who are about to shoot are at least under monitored. We're not really asking for the police to be there. We're asking for there not to be guns available the way they are. And we're asking for people to take it seriously about mental health, but also seriously about what aren't considered things about mental health, just our fascination, which is the wrong word, our obsession with violence.
And it is also true that, had the conditions been different and had this student been a kid of color and had his parents been people of color, I'm sure this whole situation would be vastly different.
Yeah.
And not in a good way,
Yeah, teachers aren't allowed to search, says Tobes, who is a teacher. Admin are the only ones who can search personal belongings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, well, let's thank
But
you.
it's their responsibility to do that
Yeah.
in cases like this.
And Annette on Facebook was writing, when will it ever end? Yeah. So
How often have we said those words?
Yeah, let us teach you this song. So for folks who are joining us, there is a link. If you're joining us on Facebook or if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, there is a link in your post where you can click and download for free the lyrics and the chords. And you can either play the chords as I am with a capo on my 4th fret, or there are chords that are given in just in the sounding key. So meaning that you don't have to use a capo and you can play it on any instrument. So,
and we didn't include the banjo chords. Sorry about that.
Right, but they'd be the same as the G sharp minor chords.
Right.
We just won't have
except I have a capo on the 1st fret.
Okay. So, okay, no problem. They're close, kind of close. Please repeat where to get the lyrics, says Barbara. There's a link at the top of your post if you're on Facebook, but here in Zoom, I believe that, there it is. Marcy from our tech team just posted it for you. There's a page on our website called Chords and More for Learn an Emma's Revolution song.
And you can go there for all of the chords and lyrics for all of the songs that we've been teaching through this whole period of time. And wherever you are, you can go on Facebook, and those things live forever, regardless of our haircuts or anything.
Or what we say, or what happens, or if the
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi goes out and everything shuts down in the middle. We've seen it all.
That is preserved forever on Facebook, so you can watch these things.
I want to thank Paula, who's posting over there on Facebook so that you can find the chords and the lyrics too. And we know that Paula's a fan of the banjo, so I'm glad you were able to be here today, Paula. Don't jinx it, says Rada. Right. Don't tempt the Wi-Fi goddesses.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so there isn't a chorus in this song. There are the repeated lines in the verses. And there are 2 different sections musically, like a verse and a chorus, but the words are not repeated in the chorus. So let's just start from the beginning of the song, and we'll sing my part of a verse, and then we'll give you Pat's harmony parts on that verse. And we can start it from that little intro for who's ever playing along. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Another 17 dead, and you send thoughts and prayers, another 17 dead today. Another school, another shooter, another schoolyard, another classroom, another death willing martyr in your USA. So the tune is, I think, the same for all of my part. Another 17 dead, and you send thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers, another 17 dead today. Another school, another shooter, another schoolyard, another classroom, another death will it matter in your USA. And it's kind of low. Interesting. I'm sure our musicians would have been happier if we'd bumped it up a half step and not be playing with C-sharp major chords and stuff like that.
Yeah, sorry,
So,
instrumentalists who can't capo.
Yeah, let's hear your harmony parts, Pat. I'll sing my parts softly. Oh, I'm assuming you all have that. Let's just check.
Check the gallery.
Check gallery. Do you have that part?
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's
straight.
repetitive. Yeah. And let's check page 2. Okay. Yeah. Great. All right. So I will sing my part, and you can sing your harmony part a little louder. I'll sing my part a little softer.
Yeah.
2. Another 17 dead, and you send thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers, another 17 dead today. Another school, another shooter, another schoolyard, another classroom, another death will it matter in your USA. So do you, in other verses, do you sing more lines or always that?
No, just on those.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so during the verse, mine's really, really, really simple. Just those last words.
So maybe let's see if we need to do it again. I'm happy to do that again. Do you need that again for parts? Pat's part? Parts, Pat. Well, Pat's part. Otra vez, or you're okay? You're okay?
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Just trying to be as haunting as possible.
Yeah, and it's even more haunting on the recording with this mix that Darren Roven did. It's really beautiful.
Are we able to play that for them at the end? I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
We have a mix.
That might be a little complicated at the moment, but
we can see.
But and Cleo is there on Facebook and says touching song. Thank you, Cleo.
Nice, Cleo.
So let me show you something about the guitar part. So I'm doing a line at the beginning of the song, which is all about pulling off and hammering on notes. So that's pulling it off and hammering it on the
And this
next
is what
string.
Lee Hayes apparently coined these these terms. When you're not actually striking the string with a right hand.
Right, so I'm not playing it with a pick.
just-
I only play one note with a pick out of those 3 or 4, whatever that is. 1, 3. I had 3
So
notes and
that-
I just pick one.
When you sound the string with your left hand, and by bending it a tiny bit when you pull off, and then when you kind of smack it down on the fret on your left hand, they refer to that as hammering on.
Yep. Yeah, you have to hit it right. And then I play the chord. So it's a combination. I'll do that one more time, and I'll do it a little more slowly, and that way folks who are watching can listen to it later and get it. Oops, sorry, let me hit that right. So yeah, it's mostly that hammer on that's a little bit, so you just kind of need to practice it a little bit. And after I do that, it's my kind of classic add 9 chord, and then an open chord, so it's like an A shape with an add 9, and a B, and I'm calling it a B5 on the chord chart because it doesn't have a third, so it's not a major. It's it's a minor, but I don't play it, and that way it just sounds open and haunting like the song. So A add 9, B5, and just scoot that all the way up to the 7th fret. That's your E without a third, also like an E5.
Yeah, and songwriters in our classes notice how different just this slight variation on these chords, the different sort of emotional effect of the chords. It's really striking.
So B minor on the U's. I don't know how to drop the 5. Right. Oh, on the uke. Yeah, I don't really know how to drop the 5, drop a 3 on a uke either. But I could look at that. But maybe we can look at it in the hang after. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for asking. I haven't tried to play this song on my uke, but that's a nice idea of a bit of a challenge. So that's the verse. And then in the chorus, let me just show you some of the chords and then we'll go and sing it. So in the chorus, I'm going back to what these are called bar chords, and guitarists are pretty familiar with them or might be familiar with them. This is an A shape, if you're capoed like me, and then you just slide it down. Like that. If you don't like bar chords, you can just play them. Sorry. You have to bar the F sharp because that's just the way it is. You say fret 7, but does that account for the capo? So yes, when I put fret numbers, if I give you a chart that's got a capo, like I'm at capo 4, I'm always counting up as if the capo is fret 0. So then 2 would be here and 7 would be here from the capo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as if the neck starts here.
Yeah. Your neck is shorter than mine. Yes, I believe it. So that does happen. David was mentioning my challenge is that my neck is shorter than yours. So
if you're playing open chords, then of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise it is 14 frets to the body.
Yeah. So I have a cutaway, which means I can get close to those higher things. Again, in the hang, I could give you. First of all, you could capo your guitar on the 1st fret and then play everything that you see on that chord chart that's called G sharp minor. Just play it as if you don't see the sharps. Just play a C major, a D major, and a G minor. And a G minor. So that will help you. And if that makes no sense, I'll show it to you in the hang. And Barbara wrote it. That was beautiful what Barbara wrote here. Thank you, Barbara. Wrote, wow, what a song, as you say, haunting and powerful. Just this song alone could wipe the NRA off the map once and for all. I love that.
Don't we wish?
Yeah. And Cleo was saying loves the open chord sound. Right.
Yeah, and Ginny's saying you have 12 frets to the body.
And you can still get an E5. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to show it,
You have to go way
Ginny?
up there.
Do you want to show, do you mind? Can we pop
bring
you
you
up
up?
here? She said, if you have to. So let's see if we can unmute you.
I'm clicking unmute myself. There we go.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
you. Okay.
Do you want to show us where that is for you?
Okay, so...
Yeah, this is if you have a 12 frets to the body scale.
Yeah, you probably can't see my hand well enough to see where I am.
We can kind of see if you're tipped up that way.
I can get that in, and I don't have a cutaway, and I've got a short scale, but this is one. So, and I thought I was playing it right with the capo and your numbers, Sandy, because it sounded like it was the notes we were singing. So I just asked in case anybody else wanted to know.
Yeah, okay, no, it sounds right.
Well, let's bring David up for a minute and see. David, does that help? Where you?
You have a 12 frets to the body scale guitar, so got it.
For the 7th, yeah, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm over here.
Yeah, that's tricky. You can just do a first position chord as if you were playing an E minor. Yeah.
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 This might be one of those times where it works well for me to have a little hand.
Me too. Me too.
Usually it doesn't, but yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. I love it. Thanks both for coming up. We
Yeah.
haven't had guitar player guests in a while, so that's really fun.
Yeah, thanks for showing those options.
That's
very
really
helpful.
fun. Okay. So I guess we can. Pat, do you want to show what you're playing on the banjo? Even
I
if
can,
people are.
yeah. I can show you what I'm doing. I don't know the names of these chords because I have never known the names of the chords of any chords on a banjo before. I am in a let's see. I think they call this mountain tuning, or it's sort of like on a fiddle. I think they call it cross tuning. So my fourth string, my low string, is tuned down. Da, da, da. So if that's a 7.5 or 2. So what is that?
So that's a C sharp. That note.
Okay. And then my second string, same thing. And in this, they're the same note. Just octaves of one another. So I have my second string down from like a regular sort of standard G chord tuning. Banjos are tuned to a chord generally, but this is like a modal tuning. You can probably do this in different tunings. These are just the ones I know. so and that means that I'm capoed up on the first fret to match our voices for this. So I had to capo I have little railroad spikes that act as a capo for my fifth string, for my high string here. So I am up on my first spike for the fifth string capo, and then I think I had to tune north or south, to get into the right for this. To get the chord right, but so I'm doing it's just one finger on the first string for this, and I'm alternating this chord, which is first and second string, first finger, third fret, second string, second fret. I'm either doing this chord or I'm doing this chord, to just make it a little weirder and a little more haunting. So I'll go from that, and that's first and third string, third fret from the capo, and then if you're transposing, I don't know.
That's your G sharp minor chord.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
So I am, I'm barring the first two strings on the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth fret from the capo, and then I'm also playing the fourth and the third and fourth. 2 frets up from there, so 7 frets up from the capo. It gives you this sort of closed sound. And the banjo players, if there are banjo players out there, they probably know great substitutes. But this is what I know for this. So it's another 17 days and thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. I think that's as far as we got. Another 17 days today. And I'm playing claw hammer, so I'm doing that, that old time style.
Nice.
Frailing.
Nice. That was a journey into strings. I know all of our
Haunting.
singers are like, what are you talking about? And yes, the notes that I was saying when Pat was asking what chord she is are the notes that they sound like, whether or not it's the shape that you're playing, because that's kind of all we can do in a way, because I don't really know about shapes on banjo. So let's go back to vocals a little bit too, and we'll do the bridge part. I mean the chorus part.
When the guitar. is also the. Can you read that?
I don't know. It looks like it's the beginning of a joke from
Oh,
Rada, so
okay.
I'm not sure. And Dane is reminding us that in the 50s, we had air raid drills, said Dane, where we got under our desks facing away from the windows in case the bomb broke the glass. Yeah. So you know what that's like. And the fact that you could remember exactly what you did as a kid, you know, we know that these things have an effect on kids and our sense of safety and
Right.
and
that we're
trauma.
And that we're training kids now
Yeah.
to do that. They said, the Michigan prosecutor said, the reason they charged this kid with terrorism is because of the effect that it has on
I didn't even hear
these.
that. That's great.
Yeah, that these events have on the whole rest of the school community, especially the kids that were right there. And
Yeah.
it's a really apt description, and I'm really glad to hear someone voice that. We know far too many people who have experienced gun violence in one form or another in their families and in their close into them in their communities, and that terror really radiates out from that central event. So terrorism is a
Yeah.
very apt description.
Yeah. So let us sing from the beginning of it, and we'll sing into that second part, and we'll sing my part, and then we'll sing Pat's harmony part, so you can learn it for that chorus section. And Suzanne has joined us. Hi, Suzanne, on Facebook too. So let's start from the beginning, and you'll have a chance to play through that.
Am I playing with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Another 17 dead. You send thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Another 17 dead today. Another school, another shooter, another schoolyard, another classroom, another death really matter in your USA. Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger. Feel the hollows of your bones. So let's do that second part a little bit more slowly so you get it. It's pretty, the whole point is to be loud, so hopefully it's not too loud for the mics. You're hearing it. 1, 2. Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger. Feel the hollows of your bones. So my part. Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger. Feel the hollows of your bones. So it's a lot of the one note and just some extra kick there. So let's see if you got that. Let me know if you got it or you need it again. Yeah, got it. Okay, cool. So let's work on your harmony part. I'll sing my part softly and you can sing your part a little more loudly.
Okay.
1, 2.
Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger fill the hollow of your bones. I sang that second time through a little bit differently because I think that's actually how I did it on the recording. Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger fill the hollow of your bones.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Do it again without me. I don't usually get to hear it.
Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger fills the hollows of your bones. And I think it's singular, fill the hollow of your bones.
Right. It's hard to remember the S's.
Yeah,
Let's
sorry.
do it one more time with me, and then we'll check and see if people have it. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger fill the hollow of your bones.
All right. Is it hollow or hollows? Yeah.
Hollow
It just
is how
is.
it's written.
It either is one or the other, depending on
Yeah.
where your brain is, but it all works. So does that work? Do you have Pat's harmony part, or do you need it again? Yeah, one more time.
One more looks
Okay.
like. Okay.
Let's do it a little bit slower because I think we're kind of pushing it a little quickly.
Okay.
Yep. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger fill the hollow of your bones. And I was doing a little trill on anger. It sounds a little better not to. I was listening while I was singing with San and to not follow that line down. Da da da. I don't love it as much, so I would stay till the anguish and the anger fill the hollow of your bones. Then you can hear her, the cascade of her notes on that line a little better while I'm kind of holding that harmony up above.
Yeah, and Leslie is there on Facebook and says, I love the a cappella. That's nice. And Barbara just wrote, I feel as if the more mistakes we make in the harmonies, the more it would add to the sound of horror of it all, if you know what I mean. Absolutely.
And when I sing things live, actually, I frequently change the harmony from line to line. I just like doing that. And some of it is that I'm listening to which things work better than others and making some choices as I do that. But it's also just, music is a living fluid thing, so I enjoy that. It's not something that I'm not trained from the page at all, so I enjoy just hearing how the voices sort of touch one another and blend with one another and how that blend changes with subtle changes in the harmony.
Yeah, and we do recognize that this is a very intense song, and all of us are living with the with the effects of it, and some of us are living even closer to it, whether you're a teacher or a student or a family member who's lost somebody. So we're so sorry that it's a challenging song. We wish we didn't need to sing it. It's just that it felt like it was the important thing to sing this week. And because if we don't sing about it, we aren't adding our voices to the calls for this to end. It needs to end. So we pretty much have the whole song. The only thing that's slightly different is that we don't have a third verse part, but we do have a little bit of instrumental break, and then we go into a third chorus part. But I think you will be able to catch that. So let's, yeah. And then Toby was writing, I'm also thinking about the unsafety of our streets for our kids and families of color. Absolutely.
Very real.
Absolutely.
Very real. It's a daily, daily kind of terror.
Yeah,
that
and
folks live under, and in particular, people of color.
right. And a couple of years ago, I guess must have probably just been after Parkland, we participated in a march that was led by young kids of color at the Oakland High School about gun control. We marched with them from their school to the mayor's office, and
Well, originally they were supposed to just do the whole school was doing a march around the school.
right.
So we were just going along to in solidarity.
Yeah.
And
There was a call for adults to be there to
Right.
to support.
so there were
them
some
taking
parents
action.
and things, but we just felt like God, especially on a day like today, let's go and walk with the high school students. And the group that we were that we were marching with actually said that they wanted to go to City Hall, so we were just like, okay, let's go. So it was 2 miles, I think, actually. So we went along with them and tried to stay to the periphery and let them do their thing. And then we noticed that they were chanting. They had a little megaphone with them. It was like a mini. Not to just diminish what they were doing, but it was this mini little megaphone, and it was pretty amazing to hear them talking, because this is Oakland, and so these folks are descendants of the Black Panthers, and of they were talking about that, their relatives that have been lifelong activists, and they were really determined that they wanted to do something more, something stronger and something more meaningful and more direct. So we went along and we're kind of following what they're doing. And then we also noticed that they were starting to run out of steam doing their chants. And so we were teaching them how, half the group sings the first part of the chant, and then the rest of the group sings the second part of the chant, and to spread out the energy, and all those things that we've been doing for decades, demonstrating and just kind of interjecting a couple little things like that to help keep their energy up. And then we got down to the City Hall, and we they were like, well, what do we do now? And I said, well, why don't we go see the mayor? So we went in and said, we want to talk to the mayor. And we went up to the chambers, and the mayor was out at the time, and they brought us in and talked to everybody. And we again sat on the outside. The adults sat on the outside, and the students all sat at this big conference table and chatted for a while. It sounded like they were sort of feeling out where the students were and everything. It was all kids of color, and almost all girls too. And finally they said that the mayor's back, and she'd like to talk to you. And she came in to the room and sat with them and talked to them, asked questions, and listened pretty intently. And it was a really fascinating exchange. And then at the end, talked to them about doing internships, and the kids right
really
away
nice.
were like, "Are they paid internships?" and it was great. Some of them were paid, some of them were not, and it was it felt like a very respectful exchange.
Yeah.
And she took them very seriously, and I really commend her for taking that time. I was really glad that we had the opportunity to witness that. It was kind of a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So let's sing through this song one more time. Thinking about all that we've been talking about and all in your comments about how challenging this is, and also all the people who are putting their efforts to stop gun violence, and we need to keep doing that. So let's start at the beginning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Another 17 dead, and you send thoughts and prayers. Another 17 dead today. Another school, another shooter, another schoolyard, another classroom, another death will matter in your USA. Feel the horror, feel the heartbreak, feel the emptiness that lingers till the anguish and the anger fill the hollow of your bones. Another 17 dead, and you send thoughts and prayers. Another 17 dead today. Another cold-hearted Congress, another payoff, another handshake, another death will pierce through your NRA. Hear the crying, hear the screaming, hear the wailing in the darkness till the grieving of the mothers echoes always in your ears. Stop the numbness, stop denying, stop your blaming and your lying. Your power and your money are not worth more than our lives. Another 17 dead today. I'm realizing I think that's the only thing we didn't teach you was the notes at the end. So let us do that. Okay, so just for that ending part, here's my part. Another 17 dead today. That note. Today. And I really try to scream it when I do it because that's the idea. Here we go. One more time on that. Another 17 days today. And let's hear Pat's part.
Vocal?
Yeah. Another 17
Day today.
The dough of that. Oh, and my buddy Sangeeta is there on Facebook and says,
Hey,
thank you, Sandy and
Sangeeta.
Pat. So glad you're here. Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Yeah, so let's just hear, did you get Pat's, let's hear Pat's part again, maybe. Another 17 days today. Let's see if you've got Pat's both together, says Toby. Okay, great. Here we go. 1, 2. Another 17 days today. And it's meant to sort of jump out and shock you because that is what it is. How'd that go, Tobes? Let's see if folks need that. Those harmony parts. Do you want them again or you have it? Okay, good. Great. Great. All right. Well, that is our intense song. Yes, Bernie just wrote, very intense. Grabs your heart and spirit. Thank you. Someone needs to do that. Thanks, Bernie. So this is what we do. Every week we share a song. They're not always this intense. So if you've joined us here for the first time, fear not. We have a whole range of songs. Some of them make you laugh. Some of them make you smile. And some of them are intense. But we
often, if we have a song that follows the news, we will respond, by playing that song.
Yeah. So we do invite you to come back here. Next week we'll be teaching another song, and 2 weeks from today we'll be having our second season of Peace Concert. And we had the first one last weekend. It was amazing last Saturday. It was
really
fantastic.
great.
If you didn't get to watch it live, it's on Facebook. I'll have it up on our YouTube page shortly. And the artists on the first concert that just happened were Melanie DeMore, Maggie Wheeler, Lisa Gutkin, Leah Morris, and Jean Rowe. And then coming up on December 19th, it will be Greg Greenway, Arne Batson, Reggie Harris, Gina Forsyth, Ellie Grace, and Chris Matthews. So that's our concert on the 19th. For the December 26th, the day after Christmas, known as Boxing Day in some places in the world, we will not have a Sunday session. That's going to be kind of our holiday break. So we won't see you there, but we will start again in 2022 because why not? Why not? We are still here.
Still here. Yes.
And we do have a bunch of, thanks to Marcy for posting here on the Zoom, we do have a bunch of events coming up. This Tuesday, we're part of a concert series that's called Songs My Mother Wouldn't Like. I think that's what it is. Named after a radio program of the same name. So it's going to be us, Chris Matthews, Cynthia Kaplan, and Heather May doing sets. And that starts at, I believe, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I will have that information up on our website shortly. But it's in our newsletter if you're on our newsletter list. We also have coming up on the 21st, which is also a Tuesday, and the solstice, it's the Inland Valley Women's Choir hosting their annual solstice concert. That's also online. And what else? It is the holidays. It is the holidays. Isn't that great? It can't be are. It is the holidays, and we're doing a lot of big projects. We've got 2 CDs that we are going to be launching this week. We have finished the artwork. For those of you who are on our list, you've seen the cover already. For folks who are our patrons of the arts, you've had some sound bites that you've gotten to hear of songs in process. And we're going to be launching those CDs this week. One of them is called Rooted. The first one's called Rooted, and it's our latest song since our last CD. And the second one is called Evolution, and it's a compilation celebrating our 20 years of performing and writing together. It has literally been 20 years, and yeah, it is kind of amazing.
And 20-year anniversary disc has some of the new songs as well on that for folks that want a bit of a sampling of the last 20 years. That is for you, folks who want to share, all that we've done in this amount, or a lot of what we've done, in a selection of what we've done in the last 20 years, with folks who might not be familiar with our music. Maybe that would make a good holiday gift to introduce folks to our work.
Right. And I see Nancy asking about the song Choir. The song Choir is on our CD called Roots, Rock, and Revolution, but it is also on the compilation CD called Evolution. So that will be coming up. What else did I want to say? And so it's the holidays, so we're also making our Sweet Revolution homemade toffee. 2 flavors this year. You can get original, and you can get that in the dairy version or the vegan version. And you can also get our irresistible orange-infused toffee, either dairy or vegan. And we also make spiced pecans. And when we say spiced, we don't mean hot and spicy. We mean fall and spicy, like cinnamon and
sweet
allspice and holiday and spicy, right?
Yeah.
So the deadline for ordering for solstice delivery is this Tuesday, December 7th. The deadline for ordering for Christmas and Kwanzaa delivery is December 13th, which I believe is a Monday. And if you ordered for Hanukkah, you should already have gotten it because tonight's the last night of Hanukkah. We wish everyone a happy holiday who's celebrating. And for folks who are watching on Facebook Live, we invite you to come join us in the Zoom room. We will be hanging out as we always do. And folks who are watching on YouTube, we hope you will come visit us sometime live. We're glad you're watching us on YouTube. Thanks to everybody for joining us today, and we will see you next week.